we're going to pick right next to the Pope, the Duke of Spoleto. I just think it's an interesting start. We are split up a little bit. There's a little bit of land owned by the king there. But we have a couple of vassals, we have a liege. I just feel like there's a lot to go over here. I think it's a good first series. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain to edit. I am so incoherent, God. Alright. So for settings, keep the difficulty on normal. Exclave independence. We want this on total. So what this basically means is when people die, if their land isn't connected, like they own land that doesn't share borders, and they're an independent ruler, then it will be completely removed from their empire. It'll become independent of them. So you can't just, like, you know, control a little bit of Italy and then also some land up in Denmark. There are ways around it, but I feel like that's just the easier way to play, especially for the AI. The AI will butcher the map if you just let them do their thing. We'll put that on total. There are a bunch of options here, but what it comes down to is like, when will they be disconnected, right? Murder schemes were not on multiplayer. Diseases, all this stuff we can leave as default, really. Diplomatic range, I'm gonna put this on restricted. Just so that people are mostly interacting with their immediate surroundings. Like in Italy, it doesn't really make sense for me to, you know, ally with Scotland in the year 900. I feel like I shouldn't be able to do that. I don't think the AI should be able to do that. So we're gonna restrict that. So that affects things like declaring war, alliances, just any interaction with other kingdoms. You cannot do it unless they're fairly close to you. Restricted, like, sounds very restricting, but really the default is too much. It's way too much. Digital requirement on entirely. If you don't own any land in Italy, then you're not the king of Italy. It's basically what it means by doing that. By default, I think it only applies to the AI or something. But if we change it to on, then it'll hold us to that as well. You can't be the king of Italy if you're the if you don't own any of Italy. So custom kingdoms, we'll not let the AI do this. I do sort of cheat with this one. It's like, I don't want the AI to be able to create custom kingdoms because the AI will just do some pointless weird things and sort of mess up the map. Like there are checks in the game to make sure that the Empire of Germania doesn't get created by a Catholic, because they want you to form the Holy Roman Empire instead. But what the AI will do to get around that is just create a custom empire, and that just shouldn't be really shouldn't be allowed. Generate families, we're gonna turn this off. Basically, the AI will have to deal with, you know, if they die before they have their first child. Like a lot of the characters don't have families at the start of the game. If they die, then they just get a game over and they can't play anymore. So this is all the mod stuff. I'm gonna change it so that we always have exposed faces. Like full plate helmets and stuff are they're cool for a while, but they become a little bit lame when you know, everybody's wearing them and you can't see anybody's face and everybody kind of looks the same. Bald characters, I really don't want my people to bald. I don't. Look, we struggle enough with balding in real life. I don't need to struggle with balding in video games. That's just not fair. Trade accessories, sure. Nicknames. We will turn cheats on for nicknames to just give people nicknames if we think they deserve them. And we'll let them normal. That's everything. I will turn Iron Man on, because in the past I've been tempted to cheat because I don't have Iron Man on. So you know, if we lose horribly, we lose horribly. That's fine. Achievements aren't available because I have some mods that affect gameplay a little bit, but we'll only we'll deal with those if they come up. All right. So we can start the game. The Udeshi Dynasty. Let's call that Udeshi 1. And save. Exactly. Oh wait, that show up on chat? Oh, it's in the wrong spot. We're gonna move chat. There we go. Oh, thanks for dropping by, Abe. So I am recording right now, Abe, and YouTube. I am also streaming. That is why chat is here. It just didn't really just taken a while to show up. / I don't have a following yet. So, or I never will. Who knows? Game has started. You can kind of see Italy is broken up, but I believe we can control, like control right click or shift click. There. We'll hide these. Oh, that's my land. Is it? Okay. Control click that, and then shift click. Shift click Italy? Whatever. So there's Italy, all the land that's owned by King Louis the Younger of Italy, who doesn't like me. Because we're both shitty people. Okay, deal with that later. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so to start off the game, first thing we're gonna do is choose a lifestyle. This is basically your skill tree or whatever. The lifestyle focus doesn't really matter. You pick for the bonuses. You don't pick for the trees, because you can go down whatever tree you want. We have a martial education, so we may as well stick with martial. We're not great at fighting, but we're gonna go for the chivalry focus anyway. Strategy focus, so martial just helps like generally organize armies and stuff. It's fairly good if you have multiple armies, or like you have multiple armies, or man, I'm blanking on this. Or like you're not leading your own troops, right? You would want a particularly high martial. But authority's good, but it's better later when you're taking land and stuff, because it helps you take control of land where maybe the peasants are running rampant or whatever. Dread games is useful also just for this is the scare tactics mechanic. And chivalry. Chivalry is the better one. It gives you 5 advantage, so if you're leading an army, this is equivalent to having 5 martial. But you just don't get the bonuses, like troop counts or whatever, but it's pretty minimal. It also gives you attraction opinion, so anybody who is attracted to men will like Duke Lambert more. And the prowess helps you not die when you're leading your own troops, which I consider to be important. So with that, we'll talk about skill trees when we get there. Right, so step one, do we want to wait to marry or marry now? The reason that we would wait is there's a skills tree down here where you can get better marriages. You go down this tree, you get to promising prospects, and you can marry for stronger alliances or stronger claims, or just generally get you more advantageous thing with marriages. I might discuss marriages now, actually. Yeah, screw it, why not? So we're gonna marry right away. I think we can always use that perk to marry children off. Yes. So what's the main two things that are important? Or there are three things that are important about marriages. There's your court, not court, council. Your spouse is on your council, so if they have high stats, they'll be able to help you more. I guess there are four things. I'll keep going. If they're from a prestigious family, then you will get prestige, which is like a fame mechanic for marrying them. If they are related to a king or queen or you know, a landowner, then you can get an alliance by marrying them, or if they are the landowner also. Work. And you know, if you have an alliance, then you can pull people into your conflicts, you can help them with their conflicts, and that'll make you more famous as well. Which I see a lot of people don't do, but you get a ton of prestige and a ton of opinion for doing basic things like that. People will just like you more if you help out in wars instead of leaving your allies to die. Who would have thought? So that's alliances, and the last thing is if you marry someone who has a claim to a throne, like a princess of a kingdom or whatever, then your children, if they have a strong claim, will also have a claim to that throne. So basically, you can't declare war against another Catholic ruler unless you have a claim to the land that they are controlling. So I can't just right-click Duke Friuli here and declare war. I can ask the Pope, "Hey Pope, am I the true ruler?" And the Pope will say no, because the Pope hates me. But that's fine. He doesn't need to like us. Yet. Yeah. So we don't have any. We do have claims. Yeah, we have claims to these three, which is land that is already in our control. So it belongs to... Wow, that was loud. It belongs to our underlings, our counts. Yes. Well, sort of. There are a couple limitations. Like, if you have a lot of alliances, people will start to be skeptical what your intentions are, and like stop allying with you. And they won't like marry off one of their children. But what they might do is like marry off a grandchild or something, and that grandchild might be like a valid claimant. But since I can only play as one of my kids, like if I can't, if one of the brothers has a claim to a kingdom, and I declare war for that, they will get that kingdom, and I will be screwed. I won't have anything, because they're the ones who I won the war on their behalf, so they could become the king. I am not the king. Oh geez, East France has claims on everything. So for now, how far away can we ally. I don't think we can... No, we can all the way up here. All the way up here. That's too far. Okay. There's a cutoff point around Jorvik. Where they're too far away and we can't ally with them. Which is, honestly, considering I have it on the lowest setting, it's really weird that I can ally with these, with like central England from like the bottom of Italy, but that's fine. I guess I'm not the bottom of Italy, because it's counting like the shortest distance, so it's starting from here and going to here. It isn't that far. I guess it's fine. We will marry. This Bertha already has a lot of claims. Like a lot more than everybody else, but it's kind of misleading because the reason that she has claims is because her father died. Right? So if her father was still alive, she wouldn't have those claims right now. So we want to marry someone who will get claims later, and then our children will inherit those claims. So that this sort of arranged marriage screen isn't very useful, because it only shows half the story. So if we go to the King of Italy, he won't accept this, but if I try to marry one of his daughters, yeah, we're related. Oh, oh Lord, how are we related? Okay, worrisome. But also, he hates me, so that's not going anywhere. He hates me, and he realizes that if he dies right now, she will become the queen, and then I'd be married to the queen, and our children would be, incest pot, indeed. Incest is incest. So... yeah. He might accept it if I say, like, this is surrendering. No, he won't. He won't. He hates me he hates me entirely. Even if I offered all of my land to her. I guess I'll explain this now. So, if I click this matrilineal button, that means that our children will be part of House Karling instead of House Louis Deshi, which is mine. And if nobody of my house inherits my land, I lose automatically. So I'd be taking a big risk doing this. I'd basically have to, like, I'd have to have another child. I believe in Catholicism, yeah, you can have children outside of marriage who can inherit. It's just a ton of work. And there's really no reason to take that risk, being honest. So we can look for, the land that we want to declare war for is mostly land that's close to us. So, like Tuscany, we can't declare war on, but we could get a claim. They're also married. They're also related to us because he's... That's worrisome, right? Because my sister has claims on my land. So his children will have claims on me, but I won't have any claims on him. I could, but people whose religions don't allow polygamy would probably not want to marry me. Almost, though. Oh. Okay, I'll just look around quickly, see if there's anybody, so I'm not sitting here forever. We really can't afford to wait, because we need help managing our land. So what I'm gonna do is not worry about claims or any of that stuff. Our primary goal is people who can help us manage all this land that we have, because I'm not very good at it. Duke Lambert of Spoleto has 3 stewardship. which is marked as terrible. Great. So we want somebody who can give us at least 7 to get us up to 10. Multiples of 5 are generally what you want to go for. So if they have 14 or more, oh, an alliance. Not a good alliance. Or one that'll last very long, because the person who I'm allying with is going to die. He's 63. Okay. It was a good attempt. That is a congenital trait. I guess the 5th reason to marry is genetic traits that you might want. Quick just means smart. That's not really a guarantee, so I don't like to hedge my bets on that right away. We'll pick Emma. She's a little bit older, which means we might have less children, and that's less people to split our land between. But she also has the lustful trait, so we'll probably still have a couple of children. Birth control is very difficult in 900 AD. 19 stewardship, we'll get half of that, rounded down. So we'll get 9, which will put us at 12. I'll just do it, because I'm doing it. Oh, right. We can't see it until I unpause. But she'll be there. We'll get 9. That'll put our domain limit to 5, so we can hold and manage 5 counties. And the more land that we can manage, the better. It's one of the more, probably the most important stat, I would say, is stewardship, being able to manage being able to hold land. Because either way, I'm gonna have to give some land away to probably my brother. Marked as a half-brother because our mother is not programmed into the game, but I imagine we would historically have the same mother. Good try, though. Earlier the game's a little bit scuffed because a lot of stuff that just isn't in. Yep. So, about the domain limit, I'll go through the tutorial here actually. You're currently holding more land in your domain than your character can manage, is able to manage on their own. It's time to create new vassals. If you want to keep valuable titles in your domain, we recommend that you go into the domain tab in your realm view where you can see how much each title is worth to you. Also consider which titles earn your de jure. So which titles are, when it says titles it means like land, usually. So which land is like important to your title. So I'm the Duke of Spoleto, right? So I want to keep the land that's inside of Spoleto. So we can look at what that is after. Saying over the domain limit for too long should be avoided, as it'll have consequences. So we'll get less taxes, and people will start to hate us, especially people that want the land that we're hoarding to ourselves. So grant excess titles to new vassals. Got a perfectly good brother here. You can grant titles to your existing vassals. You usually want to find someone who doesn't have land. So you want your vassals to be individually weak, so that they're less likely to rise up against you. But since it's my brother, I might give him extra, give him special treatment. And then when he dies, he'll just split up the land anyway. Alright. Dynasty members are excellent vassals. Basically, people that are in your house, people that are related to you. Basically, sort of teammates, but they will kill you sometimes. Like giving too much land to my brother might kill me later. So you'll endorsed by my bishop. So because we're Catholic, our bishop actually controls a lot of the troops. So we will want to try to get our bishop on our side so that he will give us the troops that he controls. And the money and the like taxes and stuff. A lot of religions are like this. In fact, most of them, I believe, that you can... Most of the bigger ones. Exceptions are like the pagans usually don't worry about this stuff. Oh, 50% chance. So, because I have a diplomacy stat of 0... oh, -3 actually, but it's rounding me up to 0, thank god. I'm not very good at making him like me, but I will try. So, next, wars that I can declare, basically, yeah, I can declare holy wars on, the Muslims in the area, in southern Italy, that are bordering me, I believe. They're on the coast, so they're close by. And then... Oh, also the pagans in the area, right? Yes, pagans. That's fine. Titles. So, we're the Duke of Spoleto. We could become the Duke of Ancona or the Duke of Romagna, as well. But it's not really a priority. We can talk about that when it becomes a priority. And then our heir is in line to inherit some titles. So what it's saying is that our brother here what the hell is going on here? So the guy who owns all of the land, I think this is all of it, right, that he's getting. He is in East Francia. Oh, his actual heir is me. Okay, so that's interesting. If this guy dies, I will get all of his land. Because I believe we are distantly related? Yeah, I must be a distant relative of him. And he doesn't have any other living family. Yeah, I could just murder him. In fact, my character is quite good at murder. If I get caught, because I'm killing someone who doesn't live in Italy, people might not care. Like, they'll care, they'll hate me, but they probably won't throw me in jail. So I'm gonna set up a scheme for that. He's a vassal in the Duchy of West Franconia. Yeah. We won't click the murder button right away, because I doubt he's like he's gonna rush to have children. So we're gonna pin him so that we know what he's up to, and we're gonna try to find some people to blackmail, who might help us in the murder. Right. Good time for the council. So the council made up of 5 people. The bishop, you don't get to choose who the bishop is, and he'll help you do things like improve relations with the Pope or fabricate claims on counties. So if you don't have a claim to some land and you want that land, you can just pay your bishop and he'll work it out for you. He'll fake it. He'll make it look like you're the rightful ruler of that land, even if you aren't. It'll take him a while, and he'll want a lot of money for it, but he'll do it. Ours is an average bishop. He's got a learning of 10. He's the only person on the council who we cannot replace. So we can look at everybody else. Everybody else is average, except for our steward, who is good. So the Chancellor is in charge of diplomacy, so he'll make other people like us. Ah yeah, the old Catholic Church is great. The bureaucracy of it. The random rules that were just whatever was convenient at the time. Right, so this guy's one of our vassals. He would hate us, right? Because he's a landowner, he wants to be on the council. If we took him off. So, is anybody better than him? Yes. There are some peasants who are better at his job than he is. And I don't really care what his opinion of me is. Wait, do I? Give me a second. Okay, I don't have any rivals. Nobody's trying to kill me yet. So... you won't hate me enough to try to kill me. And he's trusting. Right? Yeah. So, this mayor has a 15 in diplomacy. Which is way better. The Prince Bishop has a lot of land, actually. I kind of want him on my side, so I'll leave him with his 13 there, even if there's somebody better. So he'll do things like getting us money, or like, increasing development, which is like the science mechanic. Which we'll actually do right now. Those are right next to the Pope. We actually get a shit ton of bonuses to this. Because the Pope is way ahead. Development of 25 in Rome, where we have like 7 in our domain. Help us research faster. It gives us slightly more income and troops and stuff. It's just it's a very small boost, but we don't care enough about the money to go in on that, or the culture. Oh, we might care about the culture actually. If we look at the culture map, we are Italian, and our land is Lombard. So we are actually like the core counties. We want to be the same culture as us, because the culture is sort of connected to science. So if your science is doing well, oh wait, okay, this is complicated. So the Pope is currently the head of the Italian culture, which is, oh lord, he sucks. What? Hello? I was gonna say I'm gonna let him be the head of the culture for a while, so he's doing all the research and stuff. Because I assumed he would be better than me at it. But he's the same, so I'm just gonna take his spot. So if we have more Italian land than he does, then we get his spot. So we're just gonna steal that. Nah. He already doesn't like me, whatever. Maybe I can, I'll give him a nickname. There you go. The Uninvolved. It's a good name. I can't even denounce him. Or I can't ask the Pope to denounce him because he's the Pope. Unfortunate. So we don't have anybody who's good at commanding troops. So this, this little person, will, have to do for now. He's a mayor, so he owns land, so he likes being on the council more than everybody else does. And then this count is our spy master. Since we're going to be trying to kill people right away, apparently, it would be nice to have somebody who is better. So let's see what we can do about getting somebody who's better. So we have a lot of people in our court. So these are like servants, family members, just people who live in the palace. And if they... Oh, Lord, why does everybody hate me? We can marry them off, and the people that they marry, if they're not busy, will come to court and live here also. So Luitgard here is cowardly and also very good at intrigue with a 22. So we'll just try to get her in the court. I won't be doing too much of this right now. Oh, she'll barely accept, because she doesn't like me. Nobody likes me. Okay. So if we hire her, she might like us more? Oh, I unpaused. Whoops. No, that was everything. That was everything we needed to do, I think. And more, to be honest. Nice. Okay. So, wife is here, so we can get her to help us with our land. She can increase any of her stats, but since we need the help managing her land right now, we'll go for that. And we got the new spy master. This guy isn't too strong, right? 300 troops. I'm not super worried about him revolting against us. So we'll get Luitgard to be the spy master. The reason that I'm not doing that for everybody else, well, we might do it for Marshall actually. But the primary reason is that most of the people in our court are men. So they can't marry other men at this time. So we wouldn't be able to bring more men to court, and Catholicism is sexist, so the only role that a woman can do is spy master and wife. But I think we do have a couple of peasant women who we can use to try to get somebody here who's good at something? Marshall? Yeah. Sure. This guy. Click the matrilineal button. So that'll make her the dominant partner or whatever. So instead of her moving to wherever he is, he'll move to where she is unless he's super busy. Which he isn't. He's a peasant. He's not doing anything. So we can bring him in as well. And he can lead our troops, and importantly, he would organize levies, which gives us more troops, but since we're not fighting right now, we don't really care how many troops we have. We're more worried about training commanders. So what this will do is he'll occasionally find new recruits for us, knights who can fight for us, and improve the knights that we already have. And yeah, the spy master, the only thing that matters that the spy master is going to do is find some secrets so that we can blackmail people. Specifically into helping us kill this guy as soon as possible, because if we do, we get all his land. Right, so we have too much land right now. That's the 7 out of 5 there. So we need to give 2 counties away. Or 2 castles away at least, but we don't have any, like, double castle counties, no. So we want to keep generally Spoleto, since that's our title. But Capua we don't really care about. And this duchy over here, Ancona. So Capua we will grant to this uncle. I will explain why we're focusing on family members in a second. Really, there's no reason that it would matter. I actually want to keep it away from that brother. Here's another uncle, so we'll give him one too, Urbino. That's fine. Alright, so the reason that we give stuff to family members is this mechanic up here, Renown. So this is a resource that you get for having dynasty members or family members who are in positions of power. So you get some just for having living members, so we have 6 right now. There's me, my brother, 2 uncles, and 2 cousins? No. 2 uncles, 1 cousin, and a sister. And I'm a duke, so we're getting the most from me, and then also we're getting that 0.4 because my sister is married to a duke.